We had put that paperwork out, the transcripts, and Charleston White, but first was trying to deny that they were true. And I told him, no, the family reached out to me. I talked to Antoine. And the problem is, Charleston White snitched on him, made a deal, and in return to where he wouldn't go to prison. But now he's calling up to the prison when the young man go to the parole board, keeping him from being paroled, even though the victim's sister, Sharice Blood, has been indicated that she don't mind him getting out. I didn't know that you had talked to him 2 years ago and he said he was going to help you get out.
What now?
Did you talk to Charleston? Me and your brother was talking and he said that you had talked to Charleston, and 2 years ago he said he was going to help you get out, and ever since then he ain't answered the phone.
Yep, that's what he ain't trying to reach out.
So basically he trying to keep you in jail.
Yep, he got to be.
Yeah, I think he's with the IVSS program where they call when you go to the board. And when the next time you go to the board?
I should see him back in a bit of next year.
Yeah.
See, you got a stack of paperwork. Everybody know what that is, man. I wanna get right to it.
Okay, what's up?
We ain't gonna waste no time.
You know, go ahead, I'm listening.
The story that you was talking about on No Jumper, man, I don't think a lot of people was clear on the person that you was talking about that Charleston was going to court against.
Mm-hmm.
And this person that this is the person that was with him when he claimed that he committed this murder on the white guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Michael Levy. At the age of 14, Charleston White had even put out a reward saying he never told on nothing about his case or nothing. And I don't even look at the internet. I just get information filtered to me through word of mouth, telephone, Negro, like that, the old-fashioned way. And in fact, their family contacted me for my assistance because.
Hey, bro. Hello? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, little Melvin on the phone.
Hey, what's up, Antoine?
Hey, now.
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Oh, nothing.
I'm trying to think.
What'd you say?
No, I'm listening.
We had put that paperwork out, the transcripts, and Charleston White, but first was trying to deny that they were true. And I told him, no, the family reached out to me. I talked to Antoine. And the problem is, Charleston White snitched on him, made a deal, and in return to where he wouldn't go to prison. But now he's calling up to the prison when the young man go to the parole board, keeping him from being paroled, even though the victim's sister, Sharice Blood, has been indicated that she don't mind him getting out. I didn't know that you had talked to him 2 years ago and he said he was going to help you get out.
What now?
Did you talk to Charleston? Me and your brother was talking and he said that you had talked to Charleston, and 2 years ago he said he was going to help you get out, and ever since then he ain't answered the phone.
Yep, that's what he ain't trying to reach out.
So basically he trying to keep you in jail.
Yep, he got to be.
Yeah, I think he's with the IVSS program where they call when you go to the board. And when the next time you go to the board?
I should see him back in a bit of next year.
Yeah, so we're going to try to get a petition going, but also we think because of the statements he's been making, open up the door for you or appeal to get your sentence reduced or possibly dismissed. So let me get this straight. Who all identified you at as the gunman?
It was something. I didn't even know who she was.
I think that.
Well, I handed him the gun out the backseat of the car.
16-year-old Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
He pulled off and the hammer back on the gun.
And then what happened?
He fired it.
Doolittle is accused of gunning down 34-year-old Michael Levy of Irving. Levy attempted to stop Doolittle, White, and 2 other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from an Arlington mall in September of 1991. Witnesses say Levy pounded on their windshield until the teens threw the jackets out the car window. Then Doolittle supposedly shot him in the back as Levy walked away. White repeated the conversation he says he had with Doolittle after the shooting.
He said, "Look, you shot him."
And what did he do?
Started laughing.
Levy had been married only 4 days when he was shot.
But I always had my dreams of my Prince Charming. I found him. And it's hard to believe, but I did. And I believe in fairy tales because he made my dreams come true. And they took that away.
White will be testifying against all 3 of his buddies in exchange for a maximum sentence of 12 years. A juvenile judge reduced the charge from capital murder to murder against Doolittle, so the teenager faces from 5 years to life in prison if he's found guilty.
As you can see, these are Charleston White's transcripts, so we don't have no misunderstanding. Since everybody likes to play characters, I'm gonna play like I'm what's that boy named Perry Mason. And then I'm gonna act like I'm a police on Dragnet with just the facts. How about that? So I'm the character now.
You gonna get into your character?
Yeah, I'm a character now.
Okay.
And my job is to see when young men have been incarcerated, because this is like a pistol to me.
No, on a serious tip.
On a serious tip.
This guy been locked up since they did this crime.
1991, Charleston was 14. Antoine Doolittle was 15. Another one named Antoine Jackson was 15. Then you had Antoine Jackson's brother, which is DJ. He got killed after he bailed out. Before he was probably age 17 or 18. His brother ended up with 99 years. And because of Charleston White testifying against Antoine Doolittle, who he pointed out as the gunman, he's been incarcerated and was sentenced to 75 years. But because of Charleston White bolstering about certain aspects of the case, that created a situation where in the court of law that opens up the door for what they call exculpatory examination, which means I could get these transcripts, go through them, and being in the Lifers Club, I know how important these transcripts are. So it ain't about Charleston White. It could have been Charleston White, Betty White, or Berry White. Whoever name is in these transcripts can be a defendant or a party of the complaint that I'm gonna file on behalf of that man. And just to let you know, this is not the only case I got. I got another murder case right here. 2 different names. I get paid to do them too. We got an innocent project. This young man been in 29 years in Selma, Alabama. So I'm finna go and look to see what I can do. Got another case of a young man that was smoking a blunt, 17 years old, put it in the ashtray, burned the whole house down, killed his grandfather and another old man. I'm fighting for his life. He got a death penalty case. So in this instant offense right here, because of Charleston,
man, that's cold-blooded.
Yeah, I do a lot of things like this, but this is where you won't see it on the internet. This is when your boots to the ground when the camera's not around. So behind Charleston opening his mouth, and he had struck a deal with prosecution 30 days after he was arrested, which was 9/18/91. And by 10/22/91, Charleston had struck a deal with the prosecutors in the case of Antoine Doolittle, because if you look here, and this is how you know Charleston White never had a murder. Who name you see at the top as the defendant right there, young man? Right here.
Defendant.
Antoine Doolittle.
Antoine Doolittle.
Do you see
The
any
state,
other body?
State
name?
of Texas versus Nope.
Now, right here is an index.
Show the people.
So Charleston White ain't no defendant in this murder
Okay.
trial, so why would his name be right here as a witness? Who name is that, young man?
That's Charleston White.
For the prosecution. Am I correct?
That's right.
Am I correct?
You're correct.
See, y'all will try to hide the truth, but one thing about the truth
That's
is
Charleston White
it
name on the
cannot
paper.
coexist with a lie.
Charleston White, they got your name on the paperwork, man. Hey, that's real paperwork.
So it ain't even about somebody committing a murder. I've known guys that kill their daddies, their mama, and anything else at 14 to 114.
He already admitted to being a snitch.
Now, this
you
is
know.
a different bar. I don't want to hear that shit about he ain't snitched. Show me the paperwork where he say he telling. He said, I pepper sprayed Young Thug, but I ain't seen nothing on a Soldier Boy face. I'm
So-
a sue Nipsey Hussle. I'm telling. He'll make up stories, but where's the evidence? Show me the paperwork where he's snitching. Show me something like this where other than he's telling, that's a different ball game. This here is when you're talking about being a rat. It's a different ball game.
So he cooperated and made a deal for himself.
But now when you look at the show on Say Cheese, Please, or whatever the fuck it is, he said that let me show the thin line between telling and being a rat. He condoned doing what he said he did right here. In other words, he said what he did it's not should be condoned, but right here he did the same thing. Now he don't told everybody everything but about him snitching. He said he didn't snitch. If I'm not mistaken, what he offered, $50,000? Ain't that what the price was for whoever could produce some paperwork? So why we not getting paid? But at the end of the day, this ain't about bashing no Charleston White, because you could say, you Charleston White fan, he only was 14. Okay, what's your excuse where now he's 45 and calling up to the parole board when this young man go up for parole telling them he don't want him out? That's not right.
So you saying that the guy that he committed the crime with, Charleston, go testify against him?
No, he testified against him, which got him a life sentence.
Right.
Now when the man goes up for parole, he's up under a program out here in Texas called IVSS. That's the acronym, but it stands for Integrated Victim Service System. It's a program ran by the Texas Department of Corrections. So if you was a victim, a witness, or a concerned citizen, you will be notified of the person who's in jail, in prison, that's going to a parole hearing, might be getting ready to get parole, because you can make what they call a witness impact, a victim impact statement. So what Charleston do, he'll get notified, hey, Antoine Doolittle finna go up for parole. Do you want to make any witness or testimony and say whatever you want about his release? Because the man, Michael Levy's sister, which is Sherry Blood, she's forgiven the man back in 2006 and told him she'll let him go. But Charleston White will call up there and make a victim impact statement saying he fear for his life. So I don't think that's right. But because of his boisterous telling of the stories that's contrary to the facts, he's opened the door for a possible redirect examination where he's probably going to be called back to court to have to relive his scene all over. It's a good chance.
So you saying out of him being scared or fearing for his life, he'll testify to keep this man in?
Yes, he's given a victim witness where you say, well, I don't think he should be out. I fear for my life. He's shown no more remorse. Those are called mitigating circumstances. In fact, the things that he say on the internet about, oh, I told him to shoot him, I told him to go and do this, that's not what it say in these papers. So somebody's lying. Either he's lying to the courts when he said, I didn't know nothing, that DJ the one that thought about putting the car and saying it was reported. But on the internet, he said, oh, I was 14. I was so smart. I told him to get rid of the car. That's contradictory to what you say right here. And therefore, because his testimony was used and pertinent material to the conviction of this young man, it opens the door for where he can ask for a remand back to court. Because just because you can have a preponderance of evidence or beyond a reasonable doubt, you can always go back to court and get your sentence reduced or even dismissed. As you can see, I had a life sentence, and I'm sitting here today.
That's right.
So
Thank
these
God,
papers
man.
are very important to somebody's life. They can take a life or save a life. So we have to go, I have to read through all this and do what my due diligence. And in fact, we're not going to do a lot of talking about this after this go, because that would be a client lawyer relationship. We have lawyers, so people that are trying to talk and intimidate or say things, they could end up in court, because this is a due process situation to where you're impeding the due process of somebody, and they will come get you, because we have lawyers that work for the Johnny Cochran National Law Firm working on this. So they got to be careful in what information is talked about, and it's probably not going to be talked about too much longer on my end, because you're going to have work to do.